Hello friends, in this session we're going to cover some topics from the series of examples in a more professional way. We want to get into the properties or settings of some of the tools. So in the previous session we learned how to draw vertical lines and how to draw horizontal lines, and today we want to cover diagonal lines and the properties of all the lines or shapes we want to use. Rectangle, circle, triangle, and the other tools, plus their internal settings, whether we want to customize them or personalize them, just the way we want it. Just like you see on the chart, this line that's left here is our trend line or our diagonal line. When we draw this line, you can see that in the default mode, it doesn't appear as a segment. It appears as a line whose end is open. In trading terms, we say the tail is open, and wherever we rotate it, it extends all the way to the end. But what we need is for this line to become a segment so that both ends are under our control, allowing us to use it as we wish. So, to access the properties of each of these, all you need to do is, as we learned before, double-click the left mouse button on that line to activate it, which will make that white cube appear on it. Then, if you right-click on the line, the first option will open the trendline properties for you. Alright, when we enter the properties, in the common section, the first part allows us to assign a name to this line. Now, it's not really important if we don't give it a name, but in the style section, we can change the color of this line. For example, we might want the color of this line to be white on this chart because my background is black, and we can even specify that. It can be a dotted line, dashed, or in any of the different styles you see here. But if we want to have a thicker line, we need to set it to a solid line and then proceed. From here, we can choose any thickness we want. In the parameter section, we can specify exactly from which time to which time and also on which candles it should appear, but honestly, it's much easier to do it manually. We set it up. The most important option we need to pay attention to in the parameter section is to uncheck the ray option so that it appears as a short line for us. And in the last section, we can set it to all the time frames, meaning now the lines will appear on all time frames. Sometimes we need these lines to only be visible, for example, on the 5-minute time frame. If we don't want to see them on other time frames like 1 hour, 4 hour, weekly, or daily, we can choose that as well. We can select the time frames where we want to see them. But if we want them to be displayed on all time frames, we set it to all time frames and click OK. Well, as you can see, the color of the line turned white, its thickness increased, and the ray, meaning the extension of the line, was removed. Now this line is free for us. We can draw it as much as we want in any direction. We say we want to place it on these 2 points and have the rest go exactly straight without any human error. For this, it's enough to just hold down the shift key when the line is active. When you hold down the shift key, then this line only moves up and down and in no other way. The line won't rotate however we want anymore. That's not possible. From here, we can just drag it down. But when your hand isn't on shift, this line moves however we want, like this. But when we release the line and don't hold shift, we're just drawing the line. It only ends up in this mode where it moves straight. If you double click on it, the line will turn off and it will just stay on our chart. This is what happens when we draw our trend lines. Now, we can do this in any way we want. For example, today we need to bring this line over. Let's put it here, move this end to this side, and without holding shift, we just extend it. This way we can have a proper and accurate extension of our line. Now, if we place a horizontal line here on our vertical and horizontal lines and double click it, right click, open the properties, for example, we can change its color, adjust its thickness in the parameters section. If we want an exact number, for example, where do we want it to go? Let's say we want it to come exactly to this point. For example, we look at the low of this candle. Down here it writes the low. 117,542 is its low. Double click. When we do that, we go to the parameters section and enter 1.17542. We can do it completely in this section. For example, I set its color to yellow, increase its thickness, and here it also has the time frame option, where I can choose to show it only on this time frame. For example, if we're on the 1 hour time frame, it only shows on the 1 hour or not. All time frames. For example, I'll set this only on the 1 hour time frame, hit OK, and it should turn yellow. This red line, its thickness increased, and it came exactly to the edge of the shadow. Did you see? When I hit OK, it came right to the edge of the shadow, turned yellow, and its thickness increased. Now, what's even more interesting is that we set our white lines in the properties to show on all time frames, but the yellow line, we only set it to display for us on the 1 hour time frame. Now I have the time frame set to MC, which is 30 minutes. Okay, I go back to where we were. Do you see? Friends, only our white lines are there. Our yellow line isn't. The yellow line, no matter which time frame we switch to, it's not there anymore. But our white lines are present for us on every time frame we change to. Right? The white lines are everywhere, just as you can see, no matter which time frame we go to. But when I switch to the 1 hour time frame, it's only on the 1 hour time frame. It shows us this yellow line, but if we remove the yellow line and start choosing the time frame for it, now in any time frame we go to, do we see both the yellow line and the white lines? This was one of the adjustments we could make regarding the lines. Their display in different time frames, thickness, color, and other tools we can use with them. We can display them here. Another tool that we don't have here, and if we want to add this tool to our chart, there's a very simple way to do it. How does it work? One way is to right-click on the toolbar and select the last option. Choose Customize and come here. Here you have all kinds of Fibonacci tools, rectangles, triangles, ellipses, and other shapes like triangles and rectangles. Whichever one you want. For example, if you want to add this rectangle to the top toolbar, just select it and click on the Insert option. It will be added to this section. This part is for tools that aren't already up here, and this section, Select Task, is for the ones we've already chosen, right? So over here are the tools that work behind the scenes, sort of in the background. Whenever we need them, we bring them in, but if we select any of them and click Insert, they'll be added to our selections, meaning they'll become part of our options, and we can see here that these two have been added. Okay, so for example, I select the rectangle tool because I want to draw a rectangle. Look guys, when I left click, let me show you, when I left click. Now in this rectangle mode, my cursor has changed. For example, I want to mark this area as my selected region. Wherever I press and hold the left mouse button and I don't let go, I keep holding it and move the mouse to wherever I want, then I release it. Now, this blue box appears. Here it created this for me. Sometimes I want to change the thickness of this box, its dimensions, its height, its width, or even its color. What should I do? Just like I explained how to activate the other tools, this tool also starts by double clicking on it. These white cubes are on all four sides of it. And there's also one in the middle that it shows us. If we grab the one in the middle and move it, the whole cube, just as it is, starts to move, right? If we grab the cube from its corners, you'll see we can make it thinner or thicker, or make the highlight larger. Or if we move it inward, we can adjust its width, making it narrower or wider. If we grab it from the top, we can adjust its length, making it longer or shorter. And if we grab it from the middle, we can move it. We can move the whole cube however we want. For example, I wanted to define this area with it. I'm going to delete some of these extras, and then we'll do this again. Well, maybe I don't like its color either. I want to make it gray, ash, or red. It doesn't matter. I double click on it and it lights up. Then I right click and select the first option, Rectangle Properties, in the comments section. Now I can give it a name, but as I said, it's not that important because it only shows the name in the details. It doesn't write it in its place. In the color section, for example, I can choose a color. Let's say for the ash color, I pick gray. This option here where you see draw object means background. It's asking whether this cube should be filled or hollow. If I uncheck this, it shows me a hollow cube with a gray outline. But my suggestion to you is that you always keep this box checked so that the inside of the cube is always filled with the color you've chosen. It also has the parameter option, so you can set it for the specific time and place you want. And we also have the show on all time frames option, meaning it will show on all time frames in the time section. Or you can have it show only on specific frames or any of the other options. Here we can have these settings for our rectangle, and guys, the copy method I explained works just like what you see on the chart. All you need to do is hold down the control key and make a copy of your rectangle. If I don't hold down the control key and press the middle mouse button, or if I don't hold down the middle button on the rectangle, it will make a copy. Okay, if I want to do this again, I need to double click. To activate it, I hold down control and then left click with the mouse. I keep holding it on this same rectangle, then I come and make another copy of it. Now I want to delete all of these. Control or without control and then delete. For example, if I want to specify this path, I take a rectangle, for instance, and place it as the floor. So for example, when we go into the daily time, at this point, the free time should be completely underneath in the daily time. For instance, I want to specify these ceilings and floors here with my cube, so I take a cube. I place it up here. For example, I go into its settings and change its color to green. I hold down Control, my rectangle tool is active, I hold the left click and drag it. I double click down here. I go into properties because I want to have a red rectangle here. So for example, I chose a green rectangle for the ceilings or my peaks, and a red rectangle for my valleys. By holding down the Control button and selecting the rectangle I want, I can also change the position of this rectangle and make copies of it as well. Also for my red rectangle, when it's active and I'm holding down Control, by activating it and double clicking it, I can use it this way as well. Okay, this is the same rectangle, but sometimes I want something else. For example, I use the ellipse button to make it elliptical. For instance, I click and hold from this point and release the left click at this point here. I double click. These borders have a series of white square points that I can use. By expanding them, I can increase the radius of this ellipse so that it covers all of these, which also takes some time. Earlier, I was talking about this area up here, like this. To delete it, as we said, you can either right-click, select the delete option, or you can double-click to select it and then press the delete key on the keyboard. Or to delete everything, press Ctrl+B, Ctrl+A, and then the delete key. So that's how you customize the tools available to you, as well as add new tools. There's an option at the end that we want to use. It's like the arrow tools at the top, a series of arrow-like tools. For example, we can say, place this arrow tool here. In its properties, we can specify its dimensions, whether it's filled or hollow inside. We can easily set its specific thickness, right? We can use it practically wherever we want in our project, and we can even change its entire color palette, for example. In this way, we can effectively use all of these versatile tools that are currently available right here for us. For example, let's say I want to write a note here and put a label next to it. As a specific example of this, I might want to manually type out the particular word break right here. And I really want to make sure that I emphasize it as well. So we can use these shapes here. Well, one of the most frequently used windows inside MetaTrader, when we want to make our trades or monitor our trades or review the trades we've made, is our account history or trading history always saved in MetaTrader? Guys, account history, we can never delete it, just like bank transactions that you make from your account. You can never go to the bank and delete it. It's always stored there. Account history in MetaTrader means your trading history. It's exactly like that. With the shortcut key Control+T, we can see the account history here, or as we said, we can access it from the View menu. In the Terminal section, we select this Control+T option. Or as we said, right here among these tools we've placed in front of us, in the toolbar at the top. We click on this Terminal option, and the first thing we see in this section is its name. In the terminal, the first tab is Trade, where we can view our balance while trading. Right now, for example, we see our equity in a $10,000 account. When we don't have any open trades, the equity is still 10,000. We also see our free margin, which is again 10,000. Guys, balance or deposit refers to the amount we initially fund our account with. Equity, so to speak, is our floating balance. What does that mean? Floating balance, it means that the 10,000 in our balance, whatever profit or loss we make at any given moment, if we have an open trade and, for example, it's $100 in profit, then our floating equity becomes 10,100. The balance plus the profit, or simply the balance, minus our loss if there is any. If we're losing $100, what are we actually doing? We're bringing our equity down to $9,900. So the fixed balance is 10,000, and the formula for equity is the balance plus or minus the profit or loss we're making. Now let's say we have a balance of 10,000. For example, we've made $100 profit. Our equity is 10,100, or in that same live trade, as long as the trade is still open and hasn't been closed, or if we're 100 in the negative. Our equity is 9,900. The next option is our free margin. Margin itself, well, free means free margin. It means the amount of money that we are allowed to use and is available for us to make our next multiple trades. Guys, based on the leverage that the broker gives us or the credit we talked about at the very beginning when opening the account, we get that from the broker during the training. So to enter any trade, it was decided that, so we put up a certain amount of money and the broker puts up a certain amount as well. We said that when it comes to leverage, for example, when we choose a leverage of 1 to 100 or 1 to 200, it means that if we are going to enter a trade and the leverage is 1 to 100, only 1% of our money is involved. 99% of the broker's money is involved, and now from my balance only 1%. As margin, a guarantee for the trade, this amount is taken from our account when entering the trade and it is recorded as this much margin has been taken. Free margin. This 1% is deducted from our total balance if the trade starts at that moment. If so, our free margin is available for the next trades. Let me tell you an interesting point. If when we make a trade and that trade goes into profit, our free margin keeps increasing. Why? Because that profit is being added to our equity and credited to our account. It also allows us to trade more and with larger amounts. Well, another section in the terminal that is very important for us is this account history option. The account history option means the trading history. We can see the history of our trades here. Right now, this is a very new account of ours, just like this. It has just been opened so that we can start the training for you with it. Here it shows us on what date and at what time, what type. Here the balance was only $10,000. And this balance was added to the account. When we make some trades here, the amount of profit loss means the profit and loss you made and the money that's in it. The initial deposit is the same as the withdrawal. That is, the amount we've withdrawn from this account remains. We open the account with $10,000. For example, we bring it up to $10,500 and then withdraw $300 from it. We make a withdrawal. Here you can see that it shows your total profit in this account was $500. The credit you had was just used. We didn't take any credit from the market. Our deposit, our initial balance was the same $10,000 and the withdrawal was $300. For example, we made a withdrawal from the account. It shows a withdrawal of $300. And if our trades here, the trades that will start in the next session as live trades, when we make trades in the time section, we see the trade time, trade date, and trade hour. In the type section, we see the type of trade, meaning whether it was a buy or a sell, a purchase or a sale. In the size section, we see the trade volume, and in the lot section, we fully discussed trade volumes. For example, when we go to the section where we calculated our lot size, we traded 1 lot, half a lot, 1/10, 2/10, or 1/100th. The volume we're trading based on our risk management. That appears in the size section. Symbol or instrument refers to what we're trading on. It could be euro to dollar or a commodity like global gold, XAUUSD, or oil or an index. Or it could be any of the currency pairs that exist in the entire Forex market. The name is written here. Price refers to the value. At that moment, you are entering a trade with it. For example, global gold at the price of 1960. This price hits the SL, which means our stop loss, the loss limit we had set for that trade. In the SL section, it's written as TP, which stands for take profit, our profit target, which is set in the relevant section. Our TP is written here, meaning, for example, we opened this trade on global gold at the price of 1960. For this trade, we considered the buy style. We wanted to be in our buy type, so we participated in the purchase as the price went up. So for example, we set the stop loss. 1959 is its take profit. 1963 means the trade is 1 lot or $1 loss and $3 profit in global gold trading. Here it shows the stop loss and take profit that I mentioned. It writes them there. The second time we see here is the time when the trade is closed, meaning the moment we close the trade. It asks at what time. First we saw it opened, and here we know at what time, on what day, at what hour our trade was closed, at the price or the price point. The second one that's written here, does it show us at this price? It says you opened the trade at 1968. The first one is the price at which you entered, and the second one, which I'm showing here with the cursor, tells us at what price it was closed, lower, higher, at a profit, at a loss. This second price is what matters. The swap section regarding swap in the previous session, we discussed it in full. It's the same as the overnight interest. If the account is not Islamic, it will incur overnight interest. And in the position, depending on whether it's a buy or sell, as we discussed, you will get either positive or negative swap. In the swap section, if an account is subject to swaps and positions stay open, whether the rate is positive or negative. In whatever type we have entered, buy or sell is considered here and recorded, and at the end, here we can. The last option is the profit or loss from that trade. For example, plus $50 has been made or minus $10 has been made. Whatever the amount is, in this section, we can see it. This is an account. Well, this is also the terminal section of MetaTrader. Now we have enough knowledge about MetaTrader. We can create its template, we can bring in a symbol, and we can open the chart window. For example, let me show you. Now, let's do a quick review together. For example, let's say we want to bring up a symbol. To bring in a new one, Control+U was a shortcut we used to enter. For example, this time we go to the section. Let's say we want to go to Forex. What do we want to bring up? For example, GBP/USD, the British pound against the dollar. We have thoroughly discussed the symbols and how these currency terms are read with their country names. In the previous session, if you don't remember, be sure to refer back to it, and it will become second nature to you. GBP/USD means, as you know, the pound against the dollar, we select it. It gets highlighted and we don't need to do anything else with this attribute. We press Ctrl+M, our market watch opens, and we see GBP/USD. As I said, right-click, chart window. Down here, there's a new window. You can see that it doesn't have a template, the page hasn't been personalized, but we created our template earlier. It depends on whether we want a template with a white background or a template with a different background. Dark, one version is Farjam 1, another is Farjam 2, Farjam. Our Farjam 2 had a white background and our Farjam had a dark background. You just pick whichever one you're comfortable with, drag it onto the chart and scroll. We go to the bottom of the chart here. So now we were able to select a new symbol, bring it into the market watch and drop it onto the page. Now let's put the template on it. If we want to, for example, draw a line, let's say a trend line, then as we said about zooming, we keep increasing it all the way 1, 2, 3 times. If we want to draw a support line behind it, I said, for example, from here to here, we release it, it might automatically stick to the edge of the shadows, this shift line. If we hold it, when we hold the left click and drag, it automatically extends the line. If we don't hold control and then left click on the highlighted line we select, it will copy it for us. We said that, for example, we can use shift, hold the left click and draw these lines. If shift is enabled, it will keep it just like that. We can copy them, and in this way we can use these tools. In the terminal section, we start trading together in both open market and real trades, and we can also see our profit and loss. We can also benefit from the open trades themselves and the fluctuations that are happening at that moment in the account, and our margin, balance and equity, that it applies, and take advantage of them. We can delete all of these at once using Ctrl+A and the delete option. All right, now in order to enter the market, we've now become sufficiently familiar with the MetaTrader tools. From now on, inside it, we're going to go into the live market and test out the things we've learned so far a bit on the live market. Welcome to the future.